live stream. It's just a little past 9:30 p.m. here in Madison, Wisconsin. That's Central Time, and I appreciate you all uh, being present here for the live stream. I think I should wait a few more moments for people to join, and obviously I appreciate your time. And if you're able to join on a Friday night, I appreciate that even more. Because I know people usually have plans on Friday night. Um, maybe you're going out with friends or family members, or you're having a party. Um, so I see more people joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time on a Friday night. So let me start with the chat window. Terry asks, "Hey, I was asking myself that same question." So I guess uh, you're referring to the question of this live stream. So let me get started. I don't have a whole lot to discuss today, but obviously it'll depend on if you have any questions, how the discussion in the live chat window goes. That will kind of determine how long this live stream goes on. Now I'm free; I can talk for an hour if you guys have time. So let's see. I appreciate you all tuning in. My friends, every day I get some new updates, and those updates shock me. And I am shocked so many times that it seems that I'm not shocked anymore. And guess what? Here's what I want to discuss today. The mayor of Topeka, Kansas, recently said that he wants migrants to move to Topeka. Okay? That's correct. The mayor of Topeka wants migrants to move to Topeka, Kansas to fill open jobs. Sounds unbelievable, right? Sounds shocking? You're probably asking yourself, what in the world is going on? Well, there are lots of unbelievable stuff happening in this country right now. And there's more. There's reportedly a campaign called Choose Topeka campaign. And the campaign offers 15,000 US dollars to anyone who wants to move to Topeka from outside Shawnee County. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Shawnee County. So let me say that again. The mayor of Topeka, Kansas, wants migrants to move to Topeka, Kansas to fill the open job positions. And this Choose Topeka campaign, this campaign offers $15,000 to anyone who wants to move to Topeka from outside Shawnee County. And so now the mayor wants migrants to move to Topeka, Kansas and fill those open positions. However, there's one condition. Undocumented immigrants without work permits are not eligible to apply. Okay, that makes sense, right? People without work permits, how can they apply? But then let me tell you something else that's going on. Liberal politicians in places like New York and Illinois are demanding that the migrants get work permits. They're demanding the Biden administration to expedite the work permit process for the migrants. So on one hand, liberals like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and New York Mayor Eric Adams, they are pushing the federal government to issue work permits for the migrants who crossed the southern border to enter the United States. And then there's the mayor of Topeka, Kansas, who's trying to attract migrants with work permits to his city. And then there's also the added incentive of 15,000 US dollars for anyone who wants to move to Topeka from outside Shawnee County. Does that make sense? I mean, when you pay attention, when you analyze what's going on one hand, you've got liberal politicians in Illinois and New York who are pushing the Biden administration so that the administration expedites the process of providing work permits to these migrants. And then on the other hand, you've got Kansas, far away from New York and far, quite a distance from Chicago. Uh, a mayor in Kansas is asking migrants with work permits to move to Topeka to fill open jobs. And there's that added bonus that I mentioned, Choose Topeka campaign, that's offering $15,000 to anyone who moves to Topeka from outside Shawnee County. So when you analyze what's going on, what the politicians in New York and Illinois are asking for, and what the mayor of Topeka, Kansas is asking people, what he is encouraging, when you analyze all of this, you see that it's part of a bigger plan. It's not just things happening as you go. It's part of a bigger plan. A plan to bring the undocumented immigrants into the labor force, which might then depress wages for the American citizens. I understand that our country needs more workers. If you talk to employers in agriculture, in manufacturing, and lots of hospitality, lots of different sectors. I mean, there's a shortage of truck drivers. When you talk to the employers in the United States, you know that there's a shortage of workers. And I get that. There are open positions that need to be filled, but there's a way to do that. And we can address this workforce crisis by allowing people to come into the United States through the proper immigration process. Like I said before, approximately 1 million people get permanent residency to live and work in the United States every year. And hundreds of thousands become naturalized US citizens every year. If we want more people in the workforce, then we can increase those numbers through the legal process. And if we allow immigrants with skills, with the willingness and the ability to work, immigrants with knowledge, immigrants with English language skills, if we allow immigrants into the country based on their education skills and their willingness to work and their willingness to contribute to our economy, then we can address the workforce problems. There's already a legal immigration process. We just have to make that more efficient, and you can properly vet people. You can focus more on that legal immigration process, vet people, make the process more efficient, and increase the numbers. But there's no need to keep the border open, let people into the country who are coming here illegally, and then these liberal politicians are pushing the Biden administration to issue work permits to these migrants, and then some mayor in Topeka, Kansas, wants these folks in Topeka, and the Choose Topeka campaign is offering $15,000. I mean, we can bring in immigrants through the proper legal process. People who fill out the paperwork, people who pay the fees, people who wait in line, people who go through background check, they can come in and fill the jobs that are open. And then let's not forget, there are many homeless Americans who need help, people who are, because of unfortunate reasons, maybe they ended up being homeless, maybe they've fallen behind financially. And so they are trying to, solve their the issues that they are facing, and then to become productive individuals and to be productive in the workforce. So if we get some help for these homeless Americans, American citizens, perhaps they could find work and become productive individuals, and they could fill the vacancies in different sectors. Sally writes, good evening. Good evening, Sally. Thank you for joining. Terry writes, what kind of jobs they're offering. Terry, I haven't had a chance to go through the details of what kind of jobs they're offering, but I think there are reportedly like thousands of jobs that are vacant in Topeka. So I'm gonna look that up. And also, I had a busy day, and in the evening I was out. I actually just came home less than half hour ago, and that's why I couldn't get to announce this this live stream ahead of time. I usually try to announce it an hour ahead. I didn't get to do that, and so I haven't done much reading, but that's a good question. So let's see. Sally is writing government jobs. So Sally, are you looking up that information about the mayor of Topeka and the Choose Topeka campaign? If you are, thank you so much. And I'm going to look at it afterwards, after the live stream. But I mean, it's just mind-boggling when you think about this whole plan that the liberals have, the plan to bring in illegal immigrants, the plan to push for work permits for these people, and the plan to as you see in Topeka, Kansas, the mayor is asking for migrants with work permits to come and fill open jobs. I mean, it's all part of a plan. And if the liberals succeed in their plans, then what's going to happen? The wages are going to be depressed. When the migrants, if they end up taking the jobs that are open, then they may end up working for less, which means that the migrant workers will then become more attractive for the employers, because the employers will hire them at lower wages, which means that a lot of Americans, either they also have to agree to lower wages, or if they don't, then they don't get the jobs. So I mean, this is a serious matter when you think about it. I mean, these are not isolated things that are happening. It's all part of a plan, as it seems to me. And American wages are going to be depressed. And remember when the liberals were asking for, minimum $15 per hour, minimum $15 per hour. There were lots of protests and campaigns that the minimum wage has to be increased to $15 per hour. Well, now employers are offering more than $15 per hour for so many different jobs. And people who work for $20 per hour, $18, $20 per hour, they are making obviously more than the $15 per hour that liberals used to ask for. Now employers are paying more, $18 per hour, $20 per hour. But even at those higher wages, Americans cannot keep up with rising expenses that they have, because energy prices have gone up. So you pay more for electricity, you pay more for heating your home, for gas. And then when you go to the gas station to get fuel, you're paying more per gallon for gas. And then you're going for groceries, you're paying more. So everything now costs more. So a few years ago, while the liberals were asking for $15 per hour minimum wage, well, guess what? Employers are now paying more than $15 per hour, and people still cannot keep up because of Biden-inflation. Okay, I say that. It's Biden inflation. It's Joe Biden's inflation. So it's Biden-inflation. And because of this inflation, even at $15, $20, $22 per hour, many people are struggling to make ends meet. And now, if the liberals succeed in their plan to expedite work permits for the migrants, then guess what? The American wages are going to be depressed, because the migrants may agree to working at a much lower wage, which means they are the ones who are going to be filling the jobs, which means that Americans will either have to agree to lower wages or they won't get the jobs. It's very concerning. I mean, we got to pay attention to what's going on here. And let's not forget, as I said before, there are many homeless Americans who need help. They have fallen behind. They need help. If they get the help, then they could find work. They could participate in the workforce. They could fill open positions. And they are American citizens. But the liberals, the liberal politicians they don't seem to be interested to help the homeless American citizens, because they are now more focused on the undocumented immigrants. Let's check the chat window here. Sally writes, they have been giving illegals government jobs for a while now here in Nevada casinos too. Oh wow, that's going on now. Sally, are you in if I remember, Boulder City? I can't remember. Or are you in the Vegas area? Please let me know, Sally. Terry writes, welfare benefits are also too high. So Sally writes, yes. So I'm guessing Boulder City, right? Because I think you mentioned previously BC, Nevada. So I'm guessing Boulder City. Okay. Well, Sally, thanks for sharing. And please, if you have more information about what you're observing in Nevada, please share with me. You can also message me if you want to send, more information that you're not able to share here. You can always email me, tausif@tausifanam.net. Terry writes, welfare benefits are also too high. Yeah, so as I mentioned, Terry, Medi-Cal in California, the Medicaid version in California, the liberals, the politicians, they're opened up Medi-Cal for undocumented immigrants. So now taxpayer dollars, more and more taxpayer dollars are going to be going towards the migrants. And so, whichever way you see this, the folks who lose, if the liberals succeed in their plans, the people who lose, the people who will be the losers will be the American citizens. Because it's very clear, the liberals are taking money from our pockets, giving the money to undocumented immigrants in the form of, housing and medical services and this and that. And now there seems to be a plan here to push migrants with work permits, to push them towards these open jobs and to depress the wages here in America. So American citizens are going to end up making less money, or they'll end up losing jobs because the migrants are going to be filling those jobs. That's what's going on. And even, as I said, even with $18, $20, $22, and $25 per hour, many Americans are struggling to make ends meet because everything else is going up. Rent is going up, mortgage rates are high, gas prices, food, grocery, everything costs more, energy. And so now, if the liberals succeed, Americans are going to be worse off. If the liberals succeed in putting the migrants in jobs that American citizens could fill, American citizens or legal immigrants, it's really going to be bad. It's really going to hurt the hardworking American citizens. It's going to hurt, people's earnings and their wealth and their future. It's unbelievable what's going on. And so please, if you are seeing in your community, if you are seeing that local elected officials are trying to attract migrants to fill positions that could be filled by American citizens, share with me that information. And I'm going to do more research, and I may come back and publish an episode. Remember, I use that example. Somebody contacted me, somebody emailed me about what's going on in Oak Park, Illinois, with migrants staying at a luxury hotel and at a nonprofit. And I didn't do research on Oak Park prior to getting that email from one of my viewers. And after I got the email, I did some research and I presented the findings in a podcast episode, and the video version of that is on my YouTube channel. So if you are seeing something, I mean, America is such a big country. There are so many different communities, and I know there are people from many different states, many different cities who watch my videos, who tune in during my live stream. So if you are seeing something in Arizona, in Nevada, in some community in California, New Mexico, please share with me what you are seeing and what your mayor, what your village president, what your town chair, what your local elected officials, your county board supervisors, if they are trying to attract migrants, if they are trying to provide financial incentives to get migrants in those communities to fill jobs that should be filled by American citizens, please share with me that information, and I will talk about your community on this channel. Let's check the chat window here. Teresa Ross writes, free healthcare is a magnet that will attract more migrants. Absolutely, Teresa. That's exactly what California is doing. And I don't know, Teresa, if you tuned in for my previous live stream that I did. I think it was yesterday. The four of the migrants accused of allegedly, and we discussed the use of my word allegedly here, who allegedly attacked New York City police officers. After those four arrested migrants were released from jail, they reportedly got on a bus and headed towards California. And why do you think they headed towards California? Like I said yesterday, I can't read their minds. I don't have superpowers. But let me tell you, California is offering insurance, Medicaid, for the undocumented, Medi-Cal, that's the Medicaid version in California. They have opened up coverage options for undocumented immigrants in California. So absolutely, that's going to draw more migrants towards California. And Teresa Ross writes, free healthcare is a magnet that would attract more migrants. Teresa, that's exactly true. That's what's happening. Let's see some other comments. Terry writes, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I guess that's what the liberals are trying to do. I discussed this previously, that there seems to be an effort by these far left politicians to take away private property rights. Whenever they talk about housing migrants in private homes, or allowing homeowners to sign up voluntarily to house migrants in private homes, I mean, guess what? The end goal of those efforts, as I guess, the end goal is to abolish private property rights. That's what the far left, the socialists, that's what they want. They want to take away private property rights. Let's see some more comments. South Dakota is sending guards to help southern border. Well, Terry, South Dakota. I have not been to South Dakota, but I love South Dakota. And the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, one of the best in the country. I'll say, I mean, I think she's one of the best, but I have to say the best, in my opinion, is Governor Greg Abbott. I mean, Greg Abbott, right now, out of all the governors in the United States, I would say he is the best. And Kristi Noem, maybe right after that. Maybe she is number 2. But, you take top 3, top 5 governors in the country, they are all so good. And it's just wonderful to see Republican governors supporting Greg Abbott, and that unity, it's powerful. It's powerful. It's going to help us in November 2024. So that's pretty much all I have for today, unless you have questions for me or any thoughts and comments that you want to share. Yesterday we had a longer live stream, and I really enjoyed that. I think it was 58 minutes or something. It was almost an hour. and we had great discussion. And if you want to stay and discuss more things, I'm happy to do that. I'm not in a rush. I don't have to go anywhere, so I can be here. But if we don't have much to discuss, then I can end this and let you enjoy your Friday night. So Terry writes, Florida is sending 1,000 troops. Ron DeSantis, let me tell you, I respect Ron DeSantis, and especially after the decision that he made to drop out of the race, the presidential race, and to endorse Donald Trump. And I'm sure that his decision was, Trump supporters definitely are going to remember that. So I think by dropping out of the presidential race and by endorsing Trump, Ron DeSantis has really strengthened his position in the Republican Party, and he's fairly young, and he has many more years left to run for president in the future. So he can easily run for president in the future. He's fairly young. He's got a lot of time. So now it's good to hear. I didn't know exactly how many troops. So I see Terry is writing, Florida is sending 1,000 troops. Excellent job, Ron DeSantis. That's wonderful. And so I think all Republican governors should send troops to the southern border. It's a sign of unity, and we need to be united. We need to be united. Unity is what we need right now. And so let's see. Any other questions? I just want to thank everyone who joined today. I don't think everyone wrote comments in the chat window, but Sally, thank you for joining. Terry, thank you for joining from South Dakota. And Teresa Ross, Teresa, if I remember, you're from Arizona. I'm getting to know all of you, and so it's wonderful. I know I'm getting to know who the people are who are joining the live stream. You're all my friends, and so I'm making new friends here. I have more friends now in my life, so it's wonderful to see people joining from different cities and states. And as I read the names, I recognize many of you now. I know Teresa has joined several live streams. I think Teresa and Sally has joined my live streams, and Terry has joined, I think, except one. Terry, you've joined all of my live streams, maybe except one. And there are others who tune in also. And so I'm getting to know you by name, and it's wonderful to see growing support for my channel. Terry writes too. So Terry, you probably missed 2 of my live streams. That's okay. You've pretty much joined all of my live streams so far. So it's wonderful. Thank you, my friends. It makes me very happy to see growing support for my channel. Obviously, I've crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I appreciate all the comments and the messages that I get. And I guess some of you also see the YouTube shorts that I post. And sometimes the YouTube shorts are just videos of me cooking something. I like to cook. I learned cooking and cooking skills from my mother. And so she taught me many things. And I just, try to get better at cooking. So I'm an amateur chef. That's what I am. That's a hobby of mine. And so I post YouTube shorts videos of the dishes that I prepare. And sometimes when I'm out and about, I'm traveling, whether it's a bright and sunny day or a rainy day or a snowy day. As I'm traveling to different parts of Wisconsin, I like to do short video clips, which I post, and some of those get a lot of views and a lot of comments and likes, so I appreciate that. So please continue to stay connected to my channel and tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family members to check out my channel, because by sharing my videos and by you know, providing information about my channel to more people, you're helping this channel grow. And the more people we have, it's like a community here. It's a community. And, I'm sharing my thoughts and comments with you on a lot of social and political issues. And then you also are sharing your views through comments and through, the things you write in the chat window. You're asking questions, and your questions prompt me to do more research. So I appreciate that. I love this exchange. And, let's continue that. Help me grow my channel. And please tune in. I'm trying to, for my live streams, you can probably tell that I'm trying to stay between the 9 p.m. and the 10 p.m. Central Time window. I think this works well for a lot of people. And so this is what I'm going to try to stick to. I may, in certain cases, change the timing a little bit. Maybe sometimes I'll do the live stream at 6 p.m. if I have things going on later in the evening. But I'll try to announce ahead of time as much as I can. And your participation is always, always appreciated. So with that, let's check the chat window. Terry writes, thanks for bringing us together. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Your support means a lot. And so thank you, Sally. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Teresa Ross. And thank you, others who tuned in today. And as always, those who were not able to join the live stream can always watch the replay. And so I encourage you to do that. With that, my friends, I'm going to end this live stream. We are just past 31 minutes. I appreciate your time on a Friday night. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope to do a live stream tomorrow and on Sunday also. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back again with more videos and more live stream. Have a wonderful night, my friends. Thank you.